Well, hello guys. So this is my Hitachi VT-2500A VHS camcorder, and in this video, what we're going to do, we're going to disassemble this VHS camcorder, to tear it down. I'm going to tear it down, and then of course it's going to be broken after. But I'm going to take it apart, disassemble it, and tear it down, so we can see like all the parts. On the inside, just like I did with the JVC VHS camcorder that I had and that was broken. So the reason why I'm not keeping this camcorder is because it's not working. This camcorder would be a pretty interesting item if it was working. As you can see, there are a lot. There are some interesting functions there, some interesting features, buttons. And all that. This is a pretty nice camcorder, and it will be pretty nice if it worked. I wish it was working, but it's not working. The issue with this camcorder, the mechanism works, but the picture does not work. Recording does not work neither. The viewfinder does not turn on, and the camera mode does not work. And you can play or record the tape, but you can fast forward and rewind. The mechanism works, so probably it has dead capacitors. And well, I'm not going to keep this camcorder because it's not working, and no one will want it. So I'm going to tear it down, and then it will go into the recycling center. So yeah, now I'm going to remove the screws, like I have already did. I've already done it. There's screws to remove, and yeah, and this is a camcorder, so they are all small screws, and yeah, it has this this power adapter. Actually, there was no power adapter, so I took apart from the car power adapter, and I've soldered it on the back of a battery pack so that it works, and I got it to turn on because the power adapter that you plug in the socket has been lost by the I mean, not the one that you plug there, but the one that you yeah, this is the transformer that you plug in the wall socket, the power outlet, and the part that goes from there to there has been lost. So I've soldered this to so I can connect it to there, because usually there is a part that goes from the transformer, and you plug it there, and I do not have it. It has been lost. Right now I've already put a tape in it, and you're going to listen the mechanism. Yeah, I press eject. I already have a tape loaded. So right now it's on a VCR playback mode. And it doesn't load the tape, but yeah, I've reviewed this camcorder, I've showed it. It loads the tape on the audio head, so it has a counter, a real-time counter. Now I've pressed play, and you could hear it loading the tape on the head. And I like the sound that this camcorder does when loading. This sounds like a VHS camcorder. And well, also I've seen a video on YouTube that there exists a Hitachi portable VCR with that mechanism, which is pretty interesting. You can see the tape there. That's the purpose of this window. I'm going to rewind. Okay, that's enough. Now I'm going to open it. So right now I'm trying to get the tape transport off of this, so you can see it in action, out of the casing. And I've removed this circuit board, the main circuit board, and there was a lot of connectors, and there was this a ground wire. It was soldered, but I didn't unsolder it. I just pulled on it, and I'm trying to remove that, and there are a screw here and another one there, but I think it is still held somewhere behind this. So I'm going to just remove all that, and also we're going to take a look at the camera part here too. So this is a very nice mechanism. I wish there were full-size VCRs with that mechanism. I don't know why there weren't any. Right now I've removed the camera part, and it's here. And under it there was this sort of a foam stuff, and it somewhat turns into goo. It's somewhat turned into goo after the years. So this is pretty disgusting. There's a lot of it. So I think I should put this in the trash now, so I don't dirt my hands and all that. I don't know why they put this disgusting stuff there. This most likely this resembled a sponge when the camcorder was new, but now it's turning into goo. So right now what you're about to see is pretty awesome. I managed to get the tape mechanism out of the VHS camcorder casing and make it work. So you're going to see it in action. Isn't that awesome? So there I have the VCR mechanism with the main circuit board of the camcorder behind it, and on the side there is the power supply, and here this is the camera part, and it is not on it, and the viewfinder is here, and it's not operating neither, and same for the record button. I think it's not plugged. It's not plugged. It's not on that part. And here the tape mechanism is here, and the VCR buttons are just here behind it, and here's the LED that tells the VCR is powered on. So right now we're going to insert a VHS tape. So I'm going to press the eject button. And now I will press the play button. That's just the drum, it's rubbing on something, because it's not positioned correctly, it's not in the casing, so the drum was sitting on something, and it was rubbing on something, so it was not starting up. Let me fix that. So the drum was rubbing against a part mounted on the circuit board, and now I use this plastic piece here to erase the tape transport over the circuit board. So now I will close this, and you will see, the tape will load against the audio head. It loaded there, and there is so that there is a real-time counter when fast forwarding and playing. This is pretty nice. The drum is spinning fine, and the VCR mechanism is working pretty well. So this is pretty interesting to see. There's only a VCR mechanism without all the circuit boards behind that you see. So this looks pretty special to see. The main circuit board is on is under it there, and the power supply is here. Now it's on pause. I'm going to press the button here. Pretty cool. Oh, this was pause. You can see the cam gear rotating there. And if I remove my fingers, it will not move. So yeah, the mechanism is all good. It could be used for parts, but who needs that? And also, I don't think there is any part that is common to break on this, because this is a Hitachi mechanism, and well, all Hitachi VCR mechanisms are pretty solid. So besides the belt, I don't see what will be replaced in that mechanism, because there is one belt on the bottom side, and it's from the capstan motor. So this is pretty interesting. Here, as you can see, the mechanism is like a cut there. It doesn't go like a square like this. As you can see, there's no metal chassis there, so that saves space. But the camcorder uses a full-size drum. Many VHS camcorders use a small drum that wraps the tape like all the way around the drum. I pressed eject. I wanted to press rewind. So it's rubbing on something, because the mechanism is not positioned in the camcorder casing, so it's not placed correctly. It is rubbing at some places. So I find this very interesting to see. So the tape's passing here. So right now we're going to see the tape loading mechanism with other angles. I find all this very cool. Yeah, I like the sound it makes when loading a tape. So even though the camera part is not plugged, if you put the switch on the camera mode on the circuit board here, if you put the switch on camera mode, it will load the tape and it will be ready to record. So right now it's just on record pause mode, and it will be ready to film a video. And now I just turned it off and it didn't unload the tape. Now I put it on VCR mode. So this was very nice to see. Now I think we should all take apart the stuff. Right now I've removed the top loading mechanism from the chassis, and so you can see the loading mechanism like more in detail. So that part, the idler mechanism, and here the loading motor is located just under there. It's a very small motor, and it's driving like on the motor shaft. There is just a gear, a small gear, and it's driving that larger gear that you can see through this kind of transparent plastic part here. There's a gear, so this is a pretty unique. You don't see that like usually in VHS VCR mechanisms, like a motor that drives directly a gear like this. Usually there is a worm gear or there is a belt mechanism, but now there is just a gear and no worm gear. But there is like where the loading motor is, but there is a worm gear here just under. You can't really see it, but it's driven by this larger gear, and that drives the cam gear. So like instead of putting a motor that drives a belt that will drive a pulley here, it drives a gear that drives directly that gear, and that gear like replaces a pulley. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard. I'm going to try to press play. There, I think I have it. And you will also be able to see the idler mechanism when I press play and fast forward. You can see the idler going up and down to change between the play and the fast forward positions. And now when I will press fast forward, it goes up, it changes the position. I think it must have detected something wrong, because right now it's not doing anything anymore. Or I think only the power supply, I think it's misplaced, is like bad placed, because it just doesn't turn on anymore. So I think it's just this that is placed wrong. Pretty strange. Now it won't turn on. Maybe something did a short circuit in the circuit board. That's highly possible. Like seeing how the mechanism, how this is placed, it will not be surprising that putting it like this does a short circuit on the circuit board. Now it no longer turns on, so something must have been wrong in the circuit, like a short circuit in the circuit board. Because right now this part here is placed correctly. The battery pack that I've modified, it's placed correctly right now, and it does not even turn on. Nothing's happening, so it's dead now. So now I think we shall see this part here, the camera part, and also there are other circuit boards. Yeah, now we're going to see if we can take apart stuff on the bottom side. So yeah, now it no longer the mechanism like this no longer powers on. So we're going to unplug all the connectors there, and we're not going to plug them back because we're going to throw all this in the recycling center box. So as you can see, yeah, the loading motor is pretty small. And here there is the capstan motor, there is a belt. The mode switch is here, the cam gear, and under there's the ROM gear that drives this cam gear. And this cam gear is driving, I think there's a part that goes from the cam gear and drives the two gears here for the tape loading mechanism. It must be that part here. Maybe there's like stuff there under. I don't know what this is. Now I've unscrewed and removed this plastic part here that has the loading motor on it, and also the idler part. There is a plastic piece there, and all this mechanism, idler and loading motor, are mounted on this with the pulley here, and I've removed the belt. It's right there, and it was still good. Apparently it was like it was still turning. The drum is here. Yeah, that loading motor was driving that worm gear. And here this gear, this is the cam gear. And yeah, this metal part here moves. And those teeth are driving these two gears for the tape guides. See, right now they are loading, pretty cool. And that's spiral shape, and the cam gear was driving the metal piece. But so this is pretty common in VCR mechanisms, like this kind of spiral shape. You often see this. Now I've removed the transparent plastic piece there, so there you can see the gears better. So you can see how the loading motor is driving this. So this is not common. This is not a common type of mechanism that you find in VCRs. Like you see that set here. This is not common to find in VCRs. So this is pretty special that this mechanism has that. And I can see this part here, as you can see, at the end of the shaft, there is this part that turns. And I think this is for the brakes. Pretty interesting. Like some Samsung VCRs have a mechanism like that. Like this Samsung VCR here has a mechanism like that. I've showed it in my video. And also this one. This is a RCA with a Samsung mechanism, and it has this kind of mechanism. And I've showed that in the video when I compared this Samsung with this RCA. So that's pretty much all the interesting stuff that you could see in that mechanism. Now we will see the camera part. There are two lenses here on the bottom. I don't really know what they are for. Are those lights? No, I don't think. I don't know what they are for. So this part turns, and this is for the focus, I think. And well, this shaft was driving that gear. So this is the same type of mechanism as in my other camcorder. My Sanyo 8mm camcorder has the same type of mechanism. And here there's a motor with a belt, so this is probably the motor that drives this, or that drives the zoom mechanism, because there's, yeah, this was the focus and this is the zoom. So this is driven by another motor that is located at another place, under there's another motor. Pretty cool. I just noticed this motor is made by Canon. I didn't know Canon made these kind of motors, but maybe that motor was used in the Canon cameras, or maybe they put the same type of motor for the loading motor and the motor in the camera mechanism. I don't know, because this is a small motor. So this part is very complex, and it seems to be very hard to take apart. So I think I have an idea. Maybe I should destroy this with a hammer. That would be pretty fun, I think. So I think that's what I'll try to do. There's the camera part, and I'm going to destroy it with this. So now the plastic part here came off. That's gonna make us easier to take this apart. There's the motor part with a belt. This is extremely small. So yeah, these two pulleys, they are the distance between that pulley and this is less than 1 centimeter. It's about 1 centimeter from here to here. This is extremely small. We're hoping that this belt will never fail. Yeah, I broke the motor. The belt. Pretty interesting. There are gears inside that thing. This is extremely small. How do they make that? This is very interesting. And there's the other motor. Same exact type of mechanism actually. As you can see, a belt and that plastic housing with gears inside. So I think they use the same exact thing for the two mechanisms, the zoom and the focus. It seems to be the same exact motor. And that motor it's for opening and closing the lens. using these plastic things that I just broke off. The motor detached. It's right here. Same exact type of gears as in the other housing. There's the two. I don't really know what is this. I have safety glasses right now. Pretty solid. There's the camera mechanism. Pretty interesting. So I think this is the part that was like the imager part. That was the part that was like receiving the picture. And there's the lens. Here's the Viewfinder. It was manufactured in August 1992. And well, there is this part. As you can see, the rubber it got old, and well, now it stretches a lot, and all that. It's in very bad condition now. This rubber, it does like a belt, VCR belts. Sometimes it stretch like this. This is not normal. And there's also the suitcase. It's in bad condition, and I think we shall destroy it too. That will be pretty nice. Yeah, that suitcase, it was like already broken, and this is a light. I think it still works. So, but who wants that? It goes with the camcorder, and I can't do anything with this. Well, this is pretty solid when you hit it with a hammer. It doesn't break at all. Pretty strange. And the Viewfinder. So there is less in this because this is like a CRT, a mini CRT, like a CRT TV but small.